Possum is a 2018 psychological horror film, directed and written by Matthew Holness, starring Sean Harris and Alan Armstrong, with music by the Radiophonic Workshop. It would be unfair to talk about Possum without talking about its director, Matthew Holness. It would be unfair to talk about Holness without talking about Garth Marenghi's Dark Place. Dark Place is a horror comedy TV show originally broadcasted on BBC's Channel 4 in 2004. Holness and Richard Ayoade, not sure, apologies for mispronouncing, Moss from the IT crowd, both wrote and starred in the show alongside Matt Berry and Alice Lowe. Why does Garth Marenghi's Dark Place matter? Because Dark Place is a horror comedy, a very good one, I might add. It nails dry, absurd comedy, while both poking fun at as well as paying homage to old horror classics with its retro stylings. This stands in heavy contrast to Possum. When I learned that Holness was behind both shows, I audibly yelped. This isn't to say that I doubted Holness's abilities, just that I didn't expect something like Possum to be in his interests. In my research for this episode, I found an interview with Holness by HeyYouGuys.com from November of 2018. In it, Holness states, "To be honest, I've always been into much more serious stuff. I've written short stories and things over the years, and I've been trying to break away from doing comedy stuff for a long time. But the trouble is, if you're known for something, particularly a show that had a very strong following, it becomes quite hard to be perceived as anything else." That Holness created Possum after Dark Place is very impressive to me, and he has my deep respect. I'm no famous or successful musician, but even I have that one thing I'm generally known for and can't seem to get away from. It makes me very happy to see Holness achieve success, even if it is just completing a project he's been dreaming of. Now, why is juxtaposing Possum against Dark Place so jarring? Dark Place is filled with intentionally cheesy synthesizers. The set is bright and quirky. Even the horror is at B-movie quality, which is also intentional. Possum, on the other hand, is stark, desolate, isolating, dirty, abandoned, grim, and almost empty. The music is composed tightly with the movie in mind. I should mention that the Radiophonic Workshop is a spiritual successor, of sorts, to its namesake, which made experimental music for shows such as Doctor Who. The current incarnation is every bit as experimental and wondrous. This is going to be a short episode because I really can't say much about the film and score without major spoilers. This film has barely any recognition outside of being buried in streaming service databases and its original run at the Edinburgh Film Festival. Please, see it if you can. The music is unnerving, tense, and very mournful, evoking feelings of lost innocence, which plays heavily into the themes of the film. It also isn't afraid to reach deep inside and make you squirm with metallic and writhing synthesizer stabs. When the music isn't coddling us with a sad lullaby, it is staring us in the face with winding and clashing strings and deeply reverberated drops. Again, this is very on theme, and to say more would be a spoiler, but to say the least, everything in this movie works very well together. It is very finely crafted. The few actors it has all inhabit this abandoned playground of a scene with sounds and imagery that are filled with hate, regret, and spite. Yet somehow, this movie still has a sort of happy ending. Maybe happy is the wrong word, but closure is achieved and an arc is fulfilled. It doesn't just end with death and hopelessness. The journey, as filthy and uncomfortable as it is well worth it. Possum is a track for sure. It achieves everything it sets out to do with the story it tells. All pieces of the film work together in a smooth, cohesive manner. It proves that you can make a great film out of a simple and straightforward premise, much like Mandy. But that doesn't limit the impact or depth of meaning in any way. Whether you are a veteran musician, movie buff, or just curious about scary music, thank you for giving this podcast a listen. If you would like me to review a particular film, artist, video game, or other piece of scary sounds, please leave a comment or message me on Twitter at Abysmii, ABYSMII. Trick or Track is part of CreativeHorror.com, a network of podcasts and creators working together to build a constructive community of horror fans. For more content like this, visit us at CreativeHorror.com.